I built the zoo. Finally. I built the commercial buildings. Finally. I built the hotels. Finally. Hey, how did I do this? I am moving with speed, with power, with knowledge, with wisdom and courage. And I'm creating wealth out of it. And I'm asking myself, how did I do this? Because time is not on my side. And time is pushing me to do things. I have to do it before I turn 40. I want to do this before I turn 40. I want to do that before I turn 40. And you know what? Thank you very much. If you will pardon me, I would like to stand in the middle instead of in front of the podium because I want to be right here and have contact with everybody in this place. What an amazing audience. First of all, I would like to acknowledge all the people that have taken their time to come and share this moment with me. There are some SRCs and some dignitaries and some leaders and some boys and girls and some youth and some powerful people all up in this whole mess. It's very powerful. I can feel the energy here. Okay. Okay. All right. So these Jama boys have also taken me back. So, big up to them. Thank you very much. Well, let me start. I would have loved to introduce a lot of people who have come here to support me, including the entire university and the president, yourself, everybody, my wife, and my very good friend, Capt Bundles, for representing me, in Tamale. All my friends are very tall, but this is my very friend. He's very cute. He's petite and he's powerful. And that's what we should see amongst ourselves. There is no way we can measure human beings. We have to value human beings. I like to start my speech by three things that I respect so much in this world that has taken me this far. One is humanity. Two is nature. And three is the world. When you respect these three things, you will find everything in it. You will find value in humanity. You will build wealth with humanity. And you will create products with nature. You would build your principles with nature. And the world, you can only add value to it. It keeps growing and it keeps becoming better and better and better and better. So I decided to make sure I'm one of the people that would go down in history with the legacy of adding value to humanity, value to nature, and value to this world. And that's the beginning of my story. That's where I began my journey from. I go by the name Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Freedom Jacob Caesar. And tonight, I'm very happy to be in the midst of UDS. Guys, you don't understand. This vibe, Wizkid will bob to it. Davido will dance to it. Stonebwoy will perform to it. Shatter Bundles will move to it. Because this energy is powerful. And so I have embarked on a journey. And I'm not here to share a success story with you. I want to discuss with you and I want to tell you how I got here. So tonight, this speech is going to be about one thing that you all might not take very serious. And that thing is time. So I want to start by sharing how I see time and what I am making out of time. This is how you're going to find out that your time is the most important thing in life. There is no such thing as life if you don't have time anymore. So your time is what you have to plan the most out of. I started by when I was just 8 years old. I wanted to do something for myself, for my mother, and for my brother. My mother was very poor. My brother was very bad. You know, these two things, if you have it in one house, you have to be very strong to grow, walking on the right path. I wanted to do something with my time, so I learned how to put my time together. By the time I was 11 years old, I was embarking on my first journey. Now, journey, why am I saying journey? Journey is something that I want everybody in this auditorium to take it serious, because right now, you have on a journey. You are in the university, you're far away from your parents, you're far away from your homes. You're taking decisions for yourself. So when you embark on journey, please make sure you take notes of these points I'm giving you. I might not be the smartest or the wisest person to educate you or to teach you how to become skillfully rich or successful, but I can share this knowledge with you because I believe the value of knowledge is for us to share it. So please take notes carefully. If you are embarking on a journey, you are going to get one benefit from that. It means you take decisions. Now, how many people are here that have thought of decisions being so powerful in their life? You see, there's one decision that you're going to take, and it's going to take you back 5 years. There's one decision that you're going to take, and it's going to move you 5 years ahead of your friends. So I want you to keep that minute that you accept today that you are on a journey going somewhere in life. The next thing that you need to do is to take a decision. And when I'm saying decision, take the right decision. You can take the wrong decision and it will take you back. You can take the right decision and it will take you forward. Now, what happens when you take decisions? You see, we're still talking about time. And your time is what is giving you the chance to do all of this. What happens when you take a decision? A lot of people in this world, including the people in the university and outside the university, everybody is looking for a choice. You just want a choice. That's a bad choice to do. Take a decision of what you want to become, what you want to do, and the choice will come in. After you take the decision, you will have a lot of choices along the way. Then after decisions are taken, you realize the greatest job in life, responsibilities. How many of you are responsible for someone else's life in this room? I want to see some hands up. Wow, you see? So you guys are just about to walk through the door. Somebody is responsible for you. That life is a karma. Your mind should be on you becoming the person that is going to be responsible for the next one that is coming or the one beside you. But you need to take decisions first before you get into responsibility. Now, I know a lot of people have been wondering, where did this boy come from? And all of a sudden, who is Jacob Caesar or Nana Kwame Bediako or this or that or that? No, I have come from a long way. The journey is what I'm trying to share with you, the stories. I have 11 qualities. And these qualities is what I'm trying to share with everybody in this room. When I decided to be responsible for myself, for my decisions, for the things that I have to do, I was just 13 years old. But I was still being taken care by my mother and my brothers. Now I am in Accra, and I have friends in secondary school, nice guys. They like all the good things, jama, alcohol, women, lifestyle. But you know what? I always remembered that I had a plan and I had taken a decision. So that kept me on a different path. And by the time I was 15, guaranteed that I was already a businessman inside. From the inside, and I was managing relationships because of responsibility. I was a man when I was already considered as a boy. Today, I want most of you to live here. Even though you look like a boy, you start to have this man instincts of responsibilities, of having a plan that will make you make the best use of your time. After some steps that I took in my life, after 15 years old, I was still in school, but going to college wasn't as being in secondary school. Going to college, I had to move to England, and I thought that it was going to be simple because it's Abuja, where every one of you probably want to go. But I hope that some of you travel and have that experience and bring some skills back home. But my college times was not the best time for me because I wasn't as interested in education as much as I used to be. Some of you will go through these problems. It was my hardest time in life. I needed to choose whether my life was going towards books or my life was going towards my vision. Now, I'm not saying that the books is not as good as the vision, but I'm saying that there comes a time you really need to choose what you want to do after you take a decision. So I was gearing towards more business. And business is to another, to another, to another, and then I started to change. I wanted other things, and I'm sure everybody in this room is looking after that. You know what? Everybody will be going out there at one point to chase this money. But before you go there to do that, I am sharing a story with you that money is not supposed to be chased because you're not going to get a lot of it when you chase it. Money is going to come to great thinkers. I was lucky to discover this at an early age. I had to commit to the money. I had to commit to it, but I remember that what do I live for? Time. So I realized that time was what was behind the story of me trying to make money. And guess what I did? I didn't want to value myself for an hour. The first job I got was in McDonald's. I didn't like it because I was already selling clothes at the back of a car boot and it was making me more money than the hour that they marked me in McDonald's. So I had to quit the job. But I said to myself, I'm worth hundreds of dollars in an hour. So what am I doing here? I am using time to call for my riches. I am using time to call for my value. You are doing the same. You're using time to educate yourself. And after 3 years, you need to know what you're going to use the other 3 years that you have and the other one that is. If you don't plan it well and you think you're going to chase money or riches, I'm sorry, you might end up being in someone else's shop or organization who will tell you what you're worth in an hour. I want all of you to be inspired at this very moment that you're priceless. The fact that you're growing and you're young, power, you have a long future ahead of you, that makes you priceless. Your value cannot be estimated. It's all up to you. If you take this decision that you are going to live your life by planning yourself. Then by the time I was 17, now I had become a very serious man, businessman. Some of you are in university university today. Can I see some hands up? Is anybody into business here? Does anybody have their own business? Okay. Okay. Well, if you have your own business, is anybody paying their fees and taking care of yourself here? Well, shout out to all of you who are already responsible for their lives and for themselves. But don't be responsible for yourself alone. Remember, the woman and the man that raised you in that building is waiting for you to take care of them one day. And that's going to tell you that you don't have a lot of time left. So I would like to break down really what life and this time is for everybody. So I want by the time I leave here, you will see what time you have left. I am going to choose 70 years. It's a very long time for all of us to live. Okay? That by that time you become an old man or an old woman. Let's break the 70 years down so all of you can see the time you have left. Your first 5 years, you know nothing. Your last 5 years, you know everything, but you can't do anything. That's 1 decade gone. And every day you're going to sleep 6 hours, at least. So out of the 70 years that you've lost 1 decade, if you sleep 6 hours a day, that's 2/3. But let me be conservative and say, so now you only have 4 decades left. 40 years. That is if God will bless you to see 70 years old. Let's see what we can do with the 40 years. This is the only years you have in life. To spend 21 years of that time to educate yourself, to have a degree, to acquire a job, to become rich, successful, president, father, mother, have a grandchild, and build businesses and all of that. You have it in 4 decades. But out of the 4 decades, 20 years is going to go on education. So really, your greatest moment with time for you to plan is 20 years. Am I speaking to people here? I mean, you probably never broke it down properly. But this equation, there is no teacher. There is no lecturer. There is nobody that is going to teach you this on campus. When I told you I'm coming to share my success story, I didn't mean that I'm coming to show you exactly how to make money. Nobody can teach you how to make money. There is no coaches that can coach people to make money. No, it's a lie. I came to share one of the biggest secrets with you so you can understand that if you're 10 years this very moment, life is saying good morning. It's very beautiful. You have no responsibilities, you have no problems. But the minute you turn 25, going to 30, life comes back and says, good afternoon. And as it's saying good afternoon, you're going with the time and time and time and time. By the time you hit 50, 55, the same life, good evening. And in your 60s, heading to your 70s, life simply says, good night. So if you didn't really do anything, please, don't blame anyone. Blame yourself. Because you didn't see the value of your time. Everyone in this space is supposed to understand that time is the most valuable aspect, the pinnacle of blessings, of riches, of wealth can only be accumulated with time. Now, this would probably let me voice out about the mask and the man behind the mask and the other man behind the mask. Other man and the other man. because that man came with time. Now, you might say, what is he doing? He has a business. Why can't he concentrate on the business? He has money. Why can't he just spend his money and live life good? Why does he want to be in politics? No, I don't want to be in politics. I don't even understand politics. In fact, I don't even know how to become an assemblyman because I don't know anything about it. But one thing I know for sure is that the good God has governed me so well to become a leader. And here's the difference between a leader and a politician. A politician would always move with a program, but a leader would always come with a vision. And vision is very important because all the things I talked about, yes, you need vision to be able to activate it. A politician wants to be elected so he can become a president. A leader just wants to build a nation. And I really want to build a nation. You see, I have been looking at a lot of people who have been leading Africa in the past 30 to 40 years. And one thing that they've been doing, that they've been practicing, which is common in every country, is promises. A lot of promises. I don't want to be the one that will promise you. It's not a good thing to practice. But I want to be that leader that you know that have a purpose, a vision, and the power to build, to add value, to create and earn, have wealth. This is what I have come for. Everything that I have started on this journey after my success story of business, because I am probably tired of just building assets and creating wealth and me looking like the one who is successful when you have more potential than me. I am finding a way to share this knowledge. So I have embarked on this journey to be able to move with the youth of this country. I think your voice really matters. And I think we should skip the noise and obey the voice. Whatever that is being heard or said in our heads, in our minds and our soul, that is what we need to do. The things that I used to hear in my head, I did not forgo them. I went and activated some energy in me. I activated my knowledge, my wisdom with courage, and I moved forward. I stepped and I did it. When I started my business in real estate, it was just 2 plots that I bought. And it was a very small size of land. But every time I went to the land, because it was the biggest thing I had in life, and I went to pray on it, and one day the voice said to me, why don't you build 2 houses on the 1 plot? And when I put those 2 houses on 1 plot, I realized that I saved some money when I was building the 2 at the same time. But when I was making the profit, it was just double. Boom. So I realized that the principle that I had chosen for my business was maximization, just to maximize the size of every space. I started with 2 houses on 1 plot. Today, I stand here to share with you, and you can actually check yourself that I have gone with maximization from 2 houses on 1 plot to 108 apartments on 1.5 plots, the biggest maximization. So, if you want to know where I'm getting some profit from real estate, it's not because I am building a lot of homes. It's because the spaces are being maximized. And so this wisdom and this knowledge behind this investment is what is bringing me a lot of wealth. But this is things that I want to share with you. When I got used to that, real estate diverted me into other sectors. I decided to go into commercial, and commercial was interesting for me because I had to start building hotels. And then I went into industrial. And then now, I don't know, some of you heard that I've got tigers. I bought 2 tigers, and I look scary by a man owning a tiger. No, 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 no. These tigers will probably eat me if they are hungry themselves. But I wanted to make sure that in the whole of West Africa, North Africa, and East Africa, Ghana will become the first country that would be able to breed these tigers, because they said that it was impossible for them to survive here. But when I was buying the tigers, they were babies. When I was buying them, what I had in my head at that time was that if I'm able to buy these tigers and bring them to Ghana, this is going to push me to build a zoo. So the zoo is a national development, the legacy. But you see, I didn't have money to build the zoo at the time when I was thinking that I would build a zoo. But when I bought the tigers and I kept the zoo behind my house, which my wife here was very much worried, because the first time she met the tigers, they were jealous and they bit her a little. So she's been bitten by a tiger before, but she's still alive with us. And with time, after a year, I realized that I have built a zoo. Guys, I wish I had videos to show some of the things I do, but I hope my words is enough to explain these things to you. I built a zoo, finally. I built the commercial buildings, finally. I built the hotels, finally. Hey, how did I do this? I am moving with speed, with power, with knowledge, with wisdom and courage, and I'm creating wealth out of it. And I'm asking myself, how did I do this? Because time is not on my side, and time is pushing me to do things. I have to do it before I turn 40. I want to do this before I turn 40. I want to do that before I turn 40. And you know what? The universe became a force, and it's all happening. You would have thought that I have to stop. 2 tigers, industrial platform, 220 homes, a young man. Okay, life is good now. God has blessed you. You're rich now. What's your problem? Find somewhere to sit, relax, and enjoy your money with your family. No, 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 no. When God is blessing you, responsible for human beings, for humanity. That's what happens. Because I was receiving the blessings, I was taking the grace, I was building the wealth, and I was happy in the beginning, only to realize that I am going to become a slave to an empire that I've built. And I know you guys would not feel and understand what I'm saying right now, because you need to get there to understand it. You need to climb there, and when you get there, you will see how lonely it is and how you have to come back down to serve humanity. So after all of this, I asked myself a question. In 21 years, that is the same years that when we were calculating life. That is the only years that you have to do something great after education and your sleeping time. In 21 years, I created all of these things with a team. Of course, you can't do it on your own. You have to learn to invest in people. You have to learn to take risk and chances. Okay, there's no such thing as luck. Chances will come for the minds that are prepared. So you have to prepare your mind. I brought in the Italians, I brought in the Portuguese, I traveled to China, I used them, I created speed, I was moving very fast, and I was not looking behind. So after 21 years, my interest in maximizing the spaces that has created me wealth has finally changed. Now, I no more want to build 128 apartments on 1.5 plots. You know why? Because I can do it over and over and over and over and over again, and it's boring now, so I had to take a new decision. So I started to look at the country, and I realized that all of a sudden there were no factories, but there were a lot of foreigners who had investment in the country, and we didn't have any hope to do that. And then I checked the numbers about universities, and it's one of the reasons why I'm doing the university tour, because I am coming to put a 1 million cities on the university challenge for the 10 universities, and UDS is one of them. What's my time? UDS is one of them. Why did I decide to do this? And I'm going to tell you why, and you're going to understand me very well. I studied the numbers. There's 628,000 people that are graduating from Ghana every year. And out of the 628,000, less than 10% vacancies are available in this country. That's a big problem. Your problem is my problem. And even if you're not seeing that your problem is a problem to you, I've already seen it, and I'm coming with a solution for it. Now, what happens to the other 90%? They become jobless. And you want to know why? Because everyone in the university thinks that they're going to acquire a degree so they can get a job, a good job. Hey, what happened to another freedom? What happened to thousands of cheddar? Think business. So this money is a capital seed that I'm giving to the one that is going to win the best presentation of either a business that formulates around industrialization or governance for the nation or art center, anything to do with that presentation, and the best presentation wins that million, and the group would have to invest their money into that business that they presented to us. We will guide them until they walk on the path of success, so they can understand what success is. It's management, it's maintenance, it's money, keeping it and making sure it's spreaded right. If I can have just 100 people in university next year and thinking like entrepreneurs who are empowered to build wealth, the economy will start changing. The life will start changing, because I don't want you to leave this university without you making use of your network in either Legon or Kumasi or Takrade, and then the people that you have become friends with and partners with, you go out there. So now we all don't have to wait. We would have probably created jobs for even people in the university before we graduate. So this is the idea behind the university challenge. I thought that I would do something not only to challenge the government system, but also prove a point to the economy, how to give it a balance. The beginning of this country becoming a middle-class country is we thinking about the youngest people, how they can become successful and live an average life with an average salary. And these are some of the strategies. Now, I might not be in a position to say, because I'm not your government, but take it from me. I'm a leader that the little that I know, you can do well with it. The little that I will share with you, you would at least get somewhere with it. I believe so. I have learned from different types of people. And these different types of people, some were very smart, but some were very dumb. What I learned from the dumb person is that I don't want to be like that. What I learned from the wise person is that, wow, if I can add my smartness to this wiseness, I will have superpower. So there is no problem when you win. You will earn. But sometimes you're going to fail. Don't worry. Learn. Learn and start again. Start all over again. I think that from today, we as the youth of Ghana, we are starting all over again with the mentality that we're going to calculate our time to build our future and create businesses around the world that we belong to. Your world is the university. I mean, I know everyone can feel the heat. I am hot myself, and I wanted to make sure that my video was played, so I wouldn't have to explain myself this long. But unfortunately, yeah, this place is under renovation, and we all have sat in the heat to listen to me, and I appreciate you very much. I pray that these words that I've shared with you, you're going to take with you, and you're going to build yourself to become a better person tomorrow. I would have myself available right after my speech, maybe 3 questions from the crowd. But in the meantime, I want to say to you that you coming here to listen to me alone is empowering me. You've made me realize that there are people out there that have seen me doing something that they want to find out about. So I want to say God bless you for that. God bless you for your time. God bless you for you believing in me. I have a thing for the youth, and I want to tell you guys today before I finish my speech how I ended up like this. So all the elders in this country and the rich people in this country, I can sit on a table with them and eat with them. You know, they like me, they want to invite me, they want to show me off. But all the youth in this country are the people that I could feel like I belong to. So I was caught up in the middle, and I had to choose sides. And guess what I thought? I said to myself, these youth, they have more time, and more time is more money. Thank you very much for listening to me. Remember, I'm investing in you. Thank you.
The effective management of time. You said you wanted to mention 11 qualities you possess that has brought you to this level, and you have not mentioned that, so I'll inquire you do that. Thank you. Thank you. This guy is very intelligent. You're still looking for the rest, or you're asking me to tell you the rest of the after the 6? You want the rest? All right, let me just be very quick. Okay, so you cannot just be rich by being smart, taking decisions, doing all of this. Please, you need God. You need God. You need belief. You need to be able to believe in something. And guess what? You need grace. You need wisdom. You need knowledge. And you need courage. You need all of these things. They are living qualities. If you don't have them, the 12th one, it means you're a disciple. But once you have all the 11, you're good.
Sometimes you might have 8. You can see that you're on your way there. Don't let anybody tell you that they can manage you or they can coach you to become rich. These are the 11 qualities. Please keep it with you. I just didn't want to go into too much into religion and other things, but it's good. He saved you guys. I had to add it. Thank you.
Right. My name is Zachary Sauda, ex-assistant president from Advanced Global College School of Health Science. So please, you did mention a whole lot, but excuse me to say, I didn't hear you mention building hospitals. And looking at the system, especially our brothers and sisters who are being nurses, they are so much unemployed, and it's boring us. So please, I don't know if you can look into that, because building more hospitals will help employ us and then get jobs after we complete.
Thank you very much. So this lady has asked a very powerful question. You know, when someone sees you building, they think you should build low-income houses, or you should build hospitals, you should build this, but I'm going to tell you what happens when I want to just build a low-income housing for the average people. Guess what? I will lose all my capital because I'm going to build 2,000 homes, and then there will be no offices around it. There will be no businesses around it. The people that are going to live in the homes, they have to travel 20 kilometers a day to work, 20 kilometers back. In 8 years, they would have spent more money on transport than they're buying the house. So it's about our development in the nation. I have a strategy. I have a town planning strategy. I can give you hospitals in all your regions. But first of all, you need to build platforms which is industrializing the product that you're going to use in the hospital. Because if you're going to bring the hospital staff from outside, it will not work. Okay? It would not work. So I want to build hospitals for Ghana, and it won't just be me. It will be Ghanaians building it. They will see the value. They will be in a place where there is a factory here. There's people here getting paid. They can afford to pay their fees. They can afford to go to the hospital, so they don't rely on the government. Thank you. I'd like to go to the next.
So I am Ibrahim, and so impressed, so glad and impacted coming here. When I was coming and hearing and reading about you, I thought we would have a chance to pitch. So I was already on my pitch deck. My company is running out of funds at the moment, and we are in a competition. But I have so many questions, and if you would like, I can just pitch out our ideas more to you. Okay, sir. I would like to know what inspired your motivation behind uncertain moments in your decision-making process. If you can even share with us one uncertain moment you were, and it was a big risk moment that you can ever imagine of. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everything that has inspired me has been a negative situation. There is nothing that has inspired me and motivated me that was already positive. Okay? Now, I want the young man, he's gone, but picture the scenario. I have a Lamborghini. What do I need another sports car for? Even if I buy 10 more, it's the same. But I need something to happen to me and let me start to feel that my Lamborghini is useless. Now I need to find a way to invest in a plane because I have a problem in the air, and I realize that too much of that is not important. But whatever that is pulling you back, that is your strength. Whenever you see your weakness, don't give up. It's only telling you to build yourself up. So for me, I have been inspired by negative stuff. When I saw poverty, I wanted to be rich. When I'm seeing bad governance now, I want to be a president. So it's not just me getting up and thinking that I should be a president. It's because what I'm seeing, I can do better with myself and with you. And I know that you're thinking like me and I'm thinking like you. And that negative economy, that negative market, that minus poverty economy, economic crisis that we're having is where I'm getting inspiration from and motivation from. Thank you.
We said we take a wrong decision, take you 5 years back. But we take a good decision, take you 5 years ahead. However, taking a bad decision that will take you 5 years back.
Yeah.
You share your experience with us, and we talk of risk taking too. What has been the biggest risk you've ever encountered, and how do you solve it? So that we can also learn from how you build when you took the bad decision, and then how you solve your risk.
Thank you. So, I have taken some bad decisions, and it has given me some setbacks. But you know, what is life if you cannot learn? Who are you if you feel like you're perfect? It's not fun anymore. Sometimes we have to make mistakes. The mistakes will come from the decision that we've taken. And this is what makes us realize even a bad person from far. Because you've had experience with people who have contributed to the decision you took. And you will never forget the look of their faces, the shape of their eyebrow, how they were telling you something that you thought it was the truth, but it was a lie. You know, I learned from all of these bad decisions. But I took one decision, young lady, and I was just 21. Okay? I want to share this experience with you. And she was like 17 years old. I wasn't R. Kelly, eh? I was just 21. She was 17. Okay? And you know, all my friends had boyfriends and girlfriends. But I was thinking of doing more than my friends. I wanted to be a husband, have a wife, become a father, become a man of responsibilities. This decision is the powerful decision you take. So you see, not all is lost. I took some bad decisions, but I took some great decisions. Now we have 4 beautiful kids, and you know what? I'm indebted, and she's indebted. What a big investment. What a big investment. Think about it. We're making legacy together. She could have been my girlfriend, and we would have had one fight, and she would have walked away. But I was focused, and I was decisive. I took the risk. So I'm using this to answer your second question, that the risk that I have taken that is well measured. Again, I don't want to even talk the business. I'll use my wife again. Hey, 22, I had a 20-something inch screen in my bedroom, another 60-inch screen TV, white leather sofas. My wife would tell you I was driving a Porsche. Damn, I should have been a player. But I chose to be a husband. I calculated the risk. I just let go everything else that the young guys were doing because I was thinking like a big man. And so I calculated the risk very well. And by the time I was 28, I had a few kids already. I was fully responsible. You know, my friends were in the club. They were buying a lot of champagnes. Sometimes I buy some, but sometimes I remember that they would pay my fees. I was very careful. I wasn't overspending. I was very calculated in everything I was doing because of how I took the decision and the risk, and I calculated it. Just remember, you're unique. That's why you're here. There's a purpose for you. That's why you're here. And when your time is over, your purpose will be over, and there will be no more aim. The only thing that you'll be remembered by is your legacy. So please, just don't chase riches or try to build wealth, but make sure you follow your destiny and leave a legacy. Thank you very much.